Hello, sports fans. This is the Epilogue Athletics Chat 83. We had a lot of topics to cover today. The big thing, crisis again in UK athletics. What the hell is going on across the pond? So here's the deal. There is not a technical director, and they're looking for a CEO. Mark Monroe, who's the interim CEO, is not going to be among them. Many people thought he was doing a fine job. The excuse for the technical director is, well, apparently there's some candidates they want, but they can't get them right now. So they're not going to name anybody. This is 5 months out from a world championships. What is going on? And I don't get it because there's candidates out there. One, for example, Ashton Eaton's coach, Harry Mara, could do this thing in a heartbeat, could help coaches over there. And he's had gold medalists and silver Olympic medalists. So why don't you guys hire somebody to do the job? What I hate and what I'm concerned about right now, and hate's probably a bad word, but what I'm concerned about is in the job descriptions for CEO and for technical director, they say that it's not necessarily a track background is needed. Yes, you need a track background to be the CEO of UK athletics. And yes, you need a technical background to be the technical director of UK athletics. Get someone so you guys can do well. We're 2 decades into this century. 5 big stories I see in track and field. One of those 5 is the rise out of the ashes of British athletics. But right now, you've got a lack of leadership. They did do some good changes. Joe Coates was a very nice person, but not the right person for the job. Sarah Symington was definitely not the right person for the technical director's job. But now you really don't have a technical director. What do you need in a CEO? You need someone who can walk into a boardroom. You need someone who can bring in an athlete, who can remember to bring a T-shirt to get that $50,000 check to support something, who can charm the heck out of people, and who has a great CMO. And what a CEO does best is knows that they can't do squat, and they got to put people in those positions, those other positions, who can do the stuff better than them. My suggestions to a new CEO candidate, UK Athletics, first phone call, Alan Pascoe. Mr. Pascoe, can we have tea? Can we have a pop? Can we have a Guinness or something? Please, 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 help me. Yeah, that's what you should be doing. You know why? Because Alan Pascoe knows how to raise money and knows how to highlight things. And one of the reasons why UK Athletics did so well from 2000 to 2017 was because, 1, they had money. 2, up until about 2014, you had Fast Track raising that money for you. And 3, you had CEOs who knew sometimes they needed to keep their mouth shut, although that last one there kind of didn't get it all. So there's some messes there. Can they be fixed? They can. There's some wonderful athletes in Welsh athletics, Scottish athletics, and British athletics. UK athletics should be a powerhouse, and they've got some good things going. So I hope they can get a good CEO and a good technical director. On top of that, we've got our friend Fred Curley. I love Fred Curley. This guy is, he's a man of few words. He lets his feet do the talking. Olympic medalist in Tokyo in the 100. No one would have believed that a year ago, And he didn't make the decision until just before they had to announce what he was going to compete in the Olympic trials in his sore ankle after going 44.77 in the 400. So he decided to do the 100 to the 200. And he made it in the 100. And he almost made it in the 200. 986 in 1990, I think. So pretty impressive. Fred, can't wait to see what you're doing this year. No, you're not going to do the 100, 200, and 400 in the same meet. But, and Fred said something else to Stuart. Fred said the only reason why there's only 3, Fred, Wade Vanderkerk, and I'm forgetting who the other person is, who've gone sub 10, sub 20, and sub 44. I'm just having a mental break right now. He said there should be many more. And I agree there should be many more, but it's tough to do. And Fred is much tougher than people give him credit for. So Fred Curley, we worship you. Then the first dynamic new athletics meet will be in Glasgow on Feb 3, and our friend Stuart's going to be there. And that should be a lot of fun. And then we've got coming up Karlsruhe, which is the 28th of January, Millrose, which is the 29th, and the new Balance Indoor and on Staten Island at Ocean Breeze, which is the 6th. We had our first World Indoor Tour meet in Manchester. It sounded like it was a pretty good meet. Brashear Sports, it was a United, they call it a Box United, B-O, capital X, United meet. It seemed like a lot of athletes who were on their way up were competing there, which I think is a great thing. I'm disappointed that there was very little coverage of the meet, but we really didn't have a lot over here to get. Apparently there's a YouTube video, so I'm going to grab it and we'll do a story on it because we think it's important to support new meets and new ventures. And I love the World Indoor Series. So a lot of good things happening, and congratulations to Helen O'Beary, who won up in Belfast in the 8K cross country, 26:44. It's her first time competing for On Running. On's been around for 10 or 12 years. They support the On Zap Running Club and the On Athletic Club, and they've got some tremendous athletes. Oli Har, they've got Alicia Munson, and they're coached by Dathan Ritzenheim. And On's doing some really cool stuff. But here's the little key. If you're going to start a footwear business, or if you're in the running business, the more you support grassroots, which is what Puma's doing again now, doing some great innovative things. Hoka 1-1 is doing it still and doing well. Brooks is picking up new athletes and have supported Hanson's Brooks Distance Project, the Brooks Beast, and Des Linden, and athletes at that level for a long, long time. Adidas is continuing to support, and the majority of athletes are supported by Adidas and Nike. Nike has let go many athletes, but that's their pretty typical way of doing things. When athletes change performance levels, sometimes they keep them, sometimes they don't. And I think Nike is in a time of contemplation and reevaluation of how they're doing sports marketing. It'll be curious to see how they come out of this time period. But there's a lot of athletes out there without contracts, and that's got to be hard. So with that thought, we're going to be covering indoor now for the next month and a half, and then we'll be going to outdoor and Boston Marathon, a lot of fun other things. But this is Larry Eder with Athletics Chat 83. Thanks to Stuart Weir, who is my cohort, and he lives in Oxford, England, the intellectual capital of the world. And thanks to Mike Deering, our production manager. And thank you to our viewers. Please pass this on, because the more people who watch it, the more times I can buy a can of, Trader Joe's organic beans. Okay? Stay safe and wear a mask indoors.